All right, friends, let's get started on our ring holder. So I've got about a pound of clay here that I cut off, measured and wedged. Again, if you need to see how to do any of that, you can go back and check out some of our other videos where we get into that more in depth. But to start my ring holder, I'm gonna sort of treat this like a bowl. Oh, I guess maybe a hybrid between a bowl and a cylinder, because you kind of do want the bottom to be a little bit flat, but not completely. Anyway, it's gonna be a low, wide form. So I know that I at least wanna get it centered up so that it is kind of going in that direction already, because we're always talking about how you wanna ask the clay to go in the direction that you're gonna want it to go to from the very beginning. I don't know if y'all can see it, there's an air bubble in there, so we'll see if that gives us any grief. So friends, when I say a ring holder, I just mean kind of like a dish with like the tall spiky thing in the middle that you can put your rings on so that they they're not just all sprawled out in your jewelry dish. So there's a couple like different ways to do this, but I think that I am gonna do like a partial opening. So what I was thinking was I could dig my finger down like right here and isolate that clay right from the very beginning to make that tall piece that will stick up out of the middle like the unicorn horn. But I think that's gonna be too much material that I will just end up having to cut off. And I'd rather disperse that out into the walls. So I think what I'm gonna do is this. I'm going to do a partial opening. Opening it like I would open a bowl. Okay, so I'm angling my fingers. I'm pulling this back towards myself. There's that little air bubble. Hi, buddy. I'm gonna leave that alone. And I'm just gonna get this open. And you know what, if the bottom gets kind of flat, I might need to address that a little bit. So what I like to do, friends, is if I'm feeling an air bubble, I kind of clean up around it so I can get a better look. And it's right there. It doesn't look super close to the surface though, so I'm gonna leave it alone and I'm gonna keep moving for now. But if it causes me a problem more later, I will address that then. But for now, I'm gonna keep pulling towards myself till I get this open to a point where I like it. And if the bottom gets kind of flat, I'm gonna be okay with that, because what I'm really wanting here is for the walls to have like an angle out. Because I think that'll look nicer for a ring holder. But I'm not gonna worry too much about the bottom being flat right at this moment, okay? So again, for this form, it's very specific, and so some of our normal rules just aren't gonna really apply. All right, so now I am gonna start to kind of isolate some material into the middle that I can use for my ring holder. It's gonna sort of look like it's having walls, but we're just gonna close that in. It's getting a little like, let's cut that off. It's getting a little kinked up right there. Sometimes that happens when you're taking some clay out from a wide position and narrowing it down, but it's okay. You can either just sort of work with it or trim it off, whatever feels best for you. So I'm just gonna kind of start making sure that I have what I need there in that bottom center to make my little ring spike. Looks like it's gonna kind of be in layers, and that's okay. I honestly have not done one of these in a very long time, so, and last time I did, I think I was hand building them. Maybe we'll show that at some point too, how you can hand build these, because it was really fun. It was like really low maintenance, and I was just able to get a few of them out for, I think it was Mother's Day or something. Anyway, so I'm just going to, let me get the water out of here so we can see it. You can see I'm kind of pushing down and out around that spot. And I actually want to check the thickness of the floor around it so that I don't get too thin, because I felt it. Yeah. It's at about 1/4 of an inch thickness, which is about right. And I don't know, folks, there's just something weird that happens after you've been working with clay for a while. You can tell that you're getting to the boundary. So I was just feeling that it was kind of getting there. And actually, I think I want a bit more clay down here for my unicorn horn. So I'm just gonna move a bit more. leave this guy where it is for right now. Come back to it later. It's definitely not done, but I want to do a little work on the sides and bottom of this. So I'm just going to sort of make one pass from the middle out to smooth out that bowl shape, bowl cylinder thing that we've been talking about, so that the floor is nice and not just kind of refined. I'm just basically kind of doing a refinement step here. And then next, I'm gonna pull the walls, but only a little bit. I don't need to do a lot. Really, I just kind of need to get some of the bulk moved around a little bit. I'm not gonna be pulling really dramatically here. It's gonna kind of look like this. I really just kind of need a thinner lip on it. Because, you know, these little jewelry dishes should not have a very, well, they could, they certainly could, but they don't require a real dramatic shape to them. So you can just really sort of do some real shallow pulling and get the bulk out of it and like really call it good after that. I usually like to lean mine out a little extra, just to give people like a little extra space for their stuff. That's basically, I'm going to show you how to trim it up a little bit, but that's basically it, other than just finishing up the center part. And like I always, you know, typical Kara fashion, I just want to sit here and smooth, but I promise I won't. Okay, so stopping. So for this little center part, it's you know, it's kind of hard to throw, but because you can only do it from the outside, but I'm going to kind of be squeezing and then scooping in and up with my middle finger. So it'll look like this. And friends, like, I really don't like these when they're too sharp. That's just my opinion, but sometimes people make them like very pointed on the top. And I don't know, I just find that to be kind of severe. So, I mean, I will definitely put a point into it a little bit, but like, I like to keep it rounded. Just a bit, you know? I don't know, that's just me. Do it however you want. We all have to do our things our own ways to make the world go round, right? So I would kind of like not do much more with it past this. I mean, you could maybe try to get a bit more height, which, you know, again, you don't want to start to look disproportionate. It's got a little wobble to it. I'm okay with that. Maybe kind of clean it up with the rib a bit. Maybe put some throwing rings in. That can be kind of fun on projects like this where, you know, you're giving it as a gift. So yeah, just gonna do a little refining and then this is gonna be finished. I'm gonna kind of get, this looked like there was a bulky part right at the bottom of that, so I'm kind of just working that out quickly. And now we're just going to smooth the bottom, refine those edges. Oh, got a little separation there. That's kind of strange. We're really going to compress that because when the edges kind of separate like that, it basically just means there's some clay right there that's not like, how do I explain that? It's not like attached. It's kind of like a layer that separated itself. So we really want to compress that down when that happens and get it all worked back in together. All right, and then just quickly, to keep this really low maintenance, so that all my next steps have to be is just to get it bisped and glaze it, is I'm gonna do a bit of trimming right here on the wheel with my little wooden tool from the kit that I've filed down so it's nice and sharp. And holding both my hands real steady, I'm just gonna slowly press in and kind of under, like at an angle, to sort of reinforce that bowl shape. And then remove the excess. So that's just one of those little, really easy trimming techniques you can do that just puts a little bit of shadow underneath it and, you know, keeps you from having to deal with it when it's leather hard and, you know, trimming off the excess then. But to each their own. You do it how you like it. I like to keep that really simple on a form like this, but you know, just like all of these techniques, it's open to your interpretation and how you like to do things. So If you wanted to do like a full foot on this, that would be absolutely fine too. I'm kind of just smoothing out the mark that cut left behind. I'm gonna check the profile. Looks pretty good. I can live with it. And then I'm just gonna quickly try to straighten up my middle part a little bit more. I don't know if this is gonna even be the best tool to do this. We're gonna find out. Yeah, that got it a little bit better. Just get it up against a straight edge a little bit usually does wonders. Okay, and then maybe I'm just like holding it on center from the top right here to get that center part, or that top part on center. All right, folks, not perfect. I would still fiddle around with it a little bit more, but I'm always saying that because I just love to fiddle. So, but hopefully this gave you enough information as kind of a jumping off point to see if you might enjoy making these and if there's anybody that you might want to make one for, because people really do like these as a gift. So I hope that you found this video helpful and enjoyable, and I'm really glad that you joined us today here at Pottery Plus, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.